Hello and welcome to another episode of The Dawn Approach. This week we are treated to Cheltenham. It's back. The jumps are back. We also have great racing from Doncaster where we have the Futurity Stakes. Now, time will tell if it's a good race or not. To me, it looks highly competitive and I think there are going to be some superstars that come out of it. I'm a huge Wimbledon Hawkeye fan and I know that the family relation of Dawn, Detain, who I was lucky enough to see bolt up at Kempton a couple of weeks ago, is really highly touted, and yeah, big things are expected of a lot of them, I'm sure. And Delacroix was good last time out too, and yeah, could be a really good race. There is also racing from Newbury, and hopefully we'll get you a couple of winners. It's going to be pretty quick from me, but I'll hand over to Dawn, and she can provide you with some selections.
Happy Cheltenham Showcase, everyone, and we finally come full circle, and we're back, baby. The jumps are back. And I am live from the airport with the obligatory pint of G. What have I seen this week? What have I learned? Well, Nicola Burns had her first winner for her dad, Robbie Burns, at the Curragh on Wednesday. We also seen Giselle get beaten by stablemate Whirl, so she's probably drifted out in the markets for the guineas, but I do think she needs further. She's a big, raw baby. She could be anything. Yesterday, winning at Clonmel. I mean, I made it no joke last year how I felt about she could be anything, and this year I think Gordon has a strong chance in the mare's chase now that brighter days ahead is staying hurdling. We know this now. So, and last week, champions King Cyprius, highest rated now in the rankings and so well deserved. He has gone from strength to strength this season, and you really need to appreciate the stamina and strength of the horse. Hats off to Aidan O'Brien for what he's done with him. He's just fantastic. King Cyprius, we love you. So, I have a nap, a next best, and an each way play. One is from Cheltenham, but on in the bump. And as my grandfather used to say, I like to see my money not up in the air. So this week, I'm not playing it safe, not one bit. So my nap comes from Doncaster in the William Hills Prospect Stakes. You've got Diego Ventura in here, who was originally with Gavin Cromwell, sold to Watnam, now over the other side of the pond. We've got Bounty in here, and we've also got Francisco's piece for Adrian Keatley. He was in France last week and he was a good third. But for me, the nap in here is Bounty. 11-4, J'adore More. If J'adore More rides Bounty, the son of No Nay Never, the way he rode Rubies are red at the Curragh on Wednesday, he'll definitely win this race. I mean, Diego Ventura, there's a lot to like about him. He is proven on the soft. He's 3-1 here, but out of the two of them, and I'm going to say reverse forecast it, Bounty, Diego Ventura. I just think Bounty has a little bit more to give. He won last time at Naas. Naas is the place he bet Iceford. Iceford runs at Galway for the Student Day on Monday, which is actually sold out. So that's a testament to Sinead Cassidy as well and her team at Galway, which, I mean, the racing there is just brilliant and delivers too. But for me, my nap for the weekend is Bounty with J'adore More. And speaking of Gavin Cromwell, my next best comes from Gavin Cromwell's yard at Cheltenham, the 440 bumper, the Dancing Tree. Now, what I like about the Dancing Tree is he came out of a point-to-point in 2023 where Kingston Hill won and the Enabler was second. The fifth horse that was in there too also runs at Galway in a handicap on Saturday. But the Dancing Tree, we haven't seen him since January, but he won his bumper very, very well. Keats in the seat, and bear in mind, in 2020, Ian Maximus won this race. So, yeah, it's one to pluck out of, but what I really like in here is that you've got the Kingston Hill factor, you've got the Enable factor, you've got Keat in the seat with the red gloves going, and no, it doesn't worry me that I haven't seen him since January. If anybody can do it, Gavin can. At Cheltenham, we've seen what he did last season. So, my next best is the dancing tree to have us all dancing on Saturday. And last but no means least, and I have to put him in because I will scorn myself and I wouldn't be loyal to my other handsome four-legged cousin should I not. He's gone out to 5-1, he was 4-1 yesterday, and you know where I'm going to go with this. Arrest little half-brother, detain. What he did at Kempton a few weeks ago was so impressive. First gear to 5th, 6th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th gear. He's out of a great mare called Ms. Rena. She has produced so many winners and she only cost 2,000. The likes of Spring Loaded, Cassid, Arrest, Detain, and his little sis is going to the foal sales in November. She's by Kingman. But I'm hoping Detain can do a Kalpana here and come off the all-weather and just win, or even run into the money, because it would just be so great to finish off such a good flat season and be excited going into the next season that a four-legged family member is in there. Now I know Wimbledon Hawkeye is in there and Delacroix. I have serious feels for Delacroix and I think he'll be there or thereabouts too. Grateful's half-brother who was so impressive 2 weeks ago. He's 4-1 fun. I think he's value, but my each way play and my sentimental play and my family play go to Detain. Come on Detain, do it for the family, and I wish you all the luck, love, light and laughter this coming jump season and as we come near the end of the flat season. Thank you for all your support, and DigiTips and the Dawn Approach podcast will continue to provide, divide and everything else. Cheers! Be lucky.
Thank you, Dawn. As always, amazing stuff. And yeah, fingers crossed, Detain can get it done. Now, onto my selections. I will give you my nap, my next best, and my each way play for the Saturday. Now, my nap comes in the Horace Hill Stakes at Newbury. I could be a bit silly here because Yarug won for me, one of my selections. He had some collateral form with Wimbledon Hawkeye and the Lion in Winter. And yeah, he was very good when we put him up. He also won a listed race last time in France. But I am going to go against him. And that's with Benevento, the Ammo Racing owned horse. Raphael Ferrer trains, and obviously David Egan takes the ride. Now, his form last time was brilliant. He really impressed me, and I think going on even softer ground will be of a benefit. He beat Bolognese, the unbelievably named Bolognese, on debut, and then he was second to Soldier's Heart, who I think is a really good horse in a listed race at Ripon. Last time, he won the Flying Scotsman Stakes at Doncaster, beating Symbol of Honour and the Wacko Kid. Now that's pretty decent form, and I think on soft ground, he really is the one to beat here. He's 3-1 at the moment, so he's my nap for Saturday. My next best runs in the 405 at Cheltenham, and that is Theatre Man. Now last season, he went novice chasing. He is still a novice because he hasn't won over fences, and he was a really good second during last season to Ginny's Destiny. He actually went off favourite for the plate at the festival, but he fell pretty early on in that race. And who knows how he would have done. He was obviously expected to do well because he was favourite for it. He then switched back to hurdles and was pretty much a no-show at Aintree. Not been seen since then. Okay, it's his first race of the season. However, he has a lot of chasing experience. And I think against this lot, he should be the one to beat. He's my next best. He's 9-4. I probably expect a small drift, so you might get slightly better than the 9-4. But yeah, he's my next best, and fingers crossed he goes well. My each way play is in the 205 at Doncaster. Now this is a very competitive handicap over a sprint trip, and my selection is Vespasian. Now this horse was in my tracker for over a year and he wasn't doing a hell of a lot. But then after a big break, he came into his own and performed pretty well at Wolverhampton. Now his career stepped up another notch when tried out in Dubai. He went to the Far East and he was just a different animal out there. Maybe it was the weather, I'm not sure. And hopefully it wasn't just the weather, because I'm sure in Britain, I'm not there at the moment in the UK, but I've heard that it's not amazing over there at the moment. So he won't have the sun on his back probably, or not the heat that he had in the Middle East. But fingers crossed he can get the job done. He won 2 races in Maidan on the turf, on good ground. That's probably slightly firmer than what we'll be experiencing tomorrow. But at 18 to 1, okay, he's gone high in the weights now, but I feel like he's probably a horse that still has improvement left in him. He's been left alone since the start of March, so maybe he's had some issues. But yeah, I think they'll be plotting an all-weather campaign at some point within this season, and maybe go back out to Dubai on the turf. But at this price, I can't leave him alone. He's in the tracker for a reason, and fingers crossed he can get the job done. There's extra places on this race as well, so hopefully he can run into a place. That is all from us this week. Hopefully you're enjoying these short form videos. We should have something a little bit more long form to come for you very soon. But while we're in transition, we'll just keep these selection videos coming out to you. We have released our 5 to follow for the jump season, myself and Dawn. So if you haven't seen that already, there'll be a link here. Please go and check it out. There's a couple of horses from that running tomorrow at Cheltenham as well. So yeah, hopefully it gets off to a good start. Good luck if you're having a bet, and remember, gamble aware. And yeah, Digi says good luck. See you soon. Bye.